Don't start ant keeping until you watch this video. Although ant keeping may be a simple hobby, there are definitely things that you need to have before catching your first queen ant. In this video, I will be going over the 4 things that you need before starting ant keeping. Firstly, you will need a form of housing for the ants. People normally like to use a test tube setup to house their queen ants, but I find that a small container with some moist cotton works effectively as well. An owl and a formicarium will not be needed until the colony grows bigger. I suggest that you do not buy a formicarium on impulse and take your time to decide if it's worth it. I will be making a more in-depth tutorial about the various types of test tube setups in the future. Secondly, you will need food for your ants. All ants require to consume these things to survive: oxygen, water, carbohydrates, and proteins. It is important to make sure that your setup is well ventilated for your ants to breathe. Water can be fed to the ants through a water feeder or a water test tube. Ants need carbohydrates to get energy to work. Examples of carbohydrates are honey, sugar water, fruits, and other sweet things. Lastly, protein is needed for the ants to grow and for the queen to produce eggs. Although the usage of human food is possible, feeder insects are much better as they have a higher percentage of proteins. Personally, I like to use honey for the sugars and frozen roaches for the proteins, as I do not like killing the feeders. Also, it is very important that you do not use wild insects, as they might contain pesticides or parasites, which will harm your colony. Next, you will need some tools like tweezers, sticks, and scissors. Tweezers are used to pick up things like food. Sticks can be used to feed sugars in a controlled manner, and scissors are used to cut up insects to serve in smaller portions. Technically, you can do all of this with your fingers, but that's just gross. Here's a bonus before we get to the last item. You might want to prepare an ant barrier substance in advance. Personally, I like to use dry baby powder, but there are lots of other things that could be used as well. I will be going more in depth about barriers in another video. Finally, the most important thing that you need before starting ant keeping is commitment. We must remember that ants are living things too, and that we should not neglect them just because we are lazy. Ask yourself this: are you willing to commit space for the ants to live in? Are you able to sacrifice some of your time to feed, clean, and maintain the ants? Are you able to spend some money to get equipment and food for the ants? If you have everything I just stated in this video, then congratulations, you are ready to start ant keeping. I have also compiled a checklist of what you need for the ants here. If you found this video helpful, do leave a like and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I will be making more tutorials for ant keeping, so do subscribe and turn on the notifications to make sure that you do not miss out. And to all the people who want to start ant keeping living in Singapore, do contact me, as I'll be giving away free queen ants. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Go.